Hey, what up YouTube? Welcome to a new video with Rams fan YT. Today I will be going through my predictions of the 21-22 League One season. Please just remember this does not affect your bearings of your club in any way. It's only my honest opinion of where you're going to finish. Feel free to disagree with me, but don't start personally insulting and attacking me. As I said, it doesn't change anything. You're not going to end up in like the non-league pyramid of level National League North or something like that because I said that your team's going to end in the relegation zone or something. No, it's just my opinion. But that's my little rant over. And starting off with 24th, Doncaster Rovers. This is going to starting with stick again. But Doncaster were actually really disappointing last season. And at the end of the season, they were so poor. They were with only 7 points out of potential 36. That's 9 losses in the final 12 games. This bad form will only continue to next season, and they'll be relegated. I mean, the only good players I could see were Omar Bogle and Tommy Rowe. 23rd, I'm going to go with Cheltenham Town. It's always difficult to adjust to a new league. Last being at this level, they were at 2008-2009 season. And that was plagued by scrapping with administration. There's also not a chairman at the moment, which would mean that no one knows who's paying the wages. And it could actually repeat that season. I hope they don't mention that happened with that season I just mentioned. But they do need to get the off-the-field issues sorted. 22nd, I'm going to go with Morecambe. And these were just very quickly with a new manager, Stephen Robinson. Was a really bad record in England. This is also the highest they've ever been, so unfortunately relegation is inevitable. 21st, I'm going with Plymouth Argyle. Ryan Lowe is great at League Two, but I think he's a bit too gung-ho, and that will result in too many goals conceded and just be relegated. Just about, it'll be very close. I think gaps were shown last season in the defence with 80 goals conceded, which was the second highest in the league. They also don't have that many players that are really strong League One standard. 20th, I'm going to go with Rotherham United. Relegation can really damage the club, especially from the Championship to League One and in the COVID pandemic, sort of, with no fans of income from the last 1 and a bit seasons. And can Rotherham really afford another promotion push at this time round? I don't actually think so. They've spent lots of money to try and get up there and always end up getting relegated in the end. I think it will end in a relegation fight, as relegation from level above is a slippery slope. But they'll survive due to other teams being worse. Furthermore, most of their good players will be sold to the Championship teams, meaning that will deepen their struggle. 19th, we'll go with Wigan Athletic. Liam, I don't know. Richardson is an awful manager if they plan to get any higher than mid-table. They will end up in a relegation scrap for a second season in a row. They have made amazing signings, but too many signings, so that will just create a bit of disunity, which will only unite when they see that the club is doomed by this stage. A new manager will have come in and work a miracle to save the club. 18th, Bolton Wonders. You got promoted last season, and they will do all right in the new League One season, but not an immediate promotion or even challenging, as some Bolton fans would like. But they will survive and can push on from there. I do believe that Ian Evatt is a good manager, and they should keep the faith in him. They have a strong squad, even by League One standard, but too many players would mean that they will struggle in their first season, but they will eventually survive quite comfortably as well. 17th, I'll go with Fleetwood Town. They were quite bad last season, and at the end of the season, they was very dodgy with 6 losses, 1 draw, and 3 wins, which, if that form continues, it's 17th place for me. Although Simon Grayson could turn this around, he is a very good manager. The defence for me, though, is the problem with only 3 defenders, and they have way too many goalkeepers. I think we've got 4 at the moment. You don't need that many. 16th, Crewe Alexandra. David Arthur has done all right with Crewe, but they will do worse than last season, but still survive comfortably, having a poor first half of the season, though. 15th, I'll go with Oxford United. This will be disappointing for them, and I know I'll get stick for it. They only have a few players which are good enough over this time to reach the playoffs. Furthermore, one of the playoff teams often flops massively the next season, and I reckon this time it would be Oxford. The first 13 games last season was awful, almost relegation form from last season. And if they start that badly this season, I think they'll be lucky to escape again. 14th, go with Ipswich Town. They've been falling off recently. That will continue this season. I don't even know how they'll stop the rot. It just looks so bad at that club. Someone please let me know why is it going so bad for Ipswich. Paul Cook is a great manager, but he won't stop the fall, I'm afraid to say. 13th, go with AFC Wimbledon. They always start the season well, but trail off towards the end of the season. But I believe this time it will be different. And Mark Robinson has been behind the scenes of the club since 2004, back when they were a non-league club, only 2 years after they started. So he will know how it operates, and so can bring in the players which would fit the club's philosophy. Will Nightingale and Ollie Palmer are great players, as is their academy, and this blend of youth and experience will mean they can bridge the next step and reach mid-table. 12th, I'll go with Cambridge United. Mark Bonner has already shown how good he is at management, as he achieved promotion on his first season as a manager. They have a good squad with the likes of Wes Hoolahan, and will achieve mid-table with a great academy, which includes graduates such as Leon Davis, Ben Warman, and Joe Dearman. 11th, I'll go with Shrewsbury Town. Steve Cotterill is a very great manager and will improve the Shrews' performance up into the outside shout for a playoff position. The manager has been promoted 4 times, I think we're forgetting. They have 2 Grenadian internationals and other great players such as Matthew Pennington and Joss Vella. 10th, I'll go with Gillingham. Safe bet. It'll be a 3rd season of a trot being 10th. Steve Evans is a great manager, having been promoted 6 times, and they will challenge for the playoffs. They do have only 1 goalkeeper, though, and furthermore 18 players, but the players are great, so is the management ability, but poor squad depth, I'll go with, being the ultimate reason why they're just shy of the playoffs this year. 9th, I'll go with Accrington Stanley. They finished 11th last season, and this is progression. John Coleman is also very loyal to Accrington and has done wonders with them. I think he's a very great and almost underrated manager in the EFL. He managed to get them up the leagues into League One from all the way down in the non-league pyramid. There's also great players at the club, but I don't think there's quite enough there to reach the playoffs for me. 8th, I'll go with Lincoln City. They did well to reach the playoffs last season. However, they won't have enough bottle to get there again and will fall just short. Michael Appleton is also a great manager, and if he had a better goalkeeper at his disposal, then they could reach the playoffs. 7th, I'll go with Wigan Wonders. I don't think they have the quality to make an immediate return, but will challenge for the playoffs for much of the season, missing out only on goal difference, we'll say. I rate Gareth Ainsworth as a manager, and if they keep the faith in him, they will return to the Championship one day. I just think a lot of their players are going to be sold and snapped up by Championship quality teams, and they will just struggle a bit more. 6th, we'll go with Sunderland. Another playoff heartbreak, unfortunately, where they'll lose the semi-finals. They will reach the playoffs, but most of the good players have left, but they still have enough to reach the playoffs. Lee Johnson isn't great, but looks like Sunderland has turned his career around. 5th, I'll go with Burton Albion. This is my dark horse playoff team. And just look at the job Hasselbank has done to get them out of relegation zone comfortably after the Brewers looked they were beyond doubt to be relegated. They've also got a great job in player recruitment, seen lots of players being brought up there. They have lots of experienced heads as well, but also now have youth to improve the squad immensely. They will lose the playoff final, though. I don't think they'll reach the win the playoffs. 4th, I'll go with Portsmouth. They always seem to do well in this league. and they'll back them to reach the playoffs. Furthermore, Danny Cowley did really well with Lincoln, and that will transfer to this team. They have also made positive transfers with the likes of Kieran Freeman, Sean Williams, and Ryan Tunnicliffe. They will win the EFL trophy but lose the playoff semi-finals due to fixture congestion and injuries. Third, I'll go with Milton Keynes Dons. They made huge leaps recently and will reach the playoffs. Look at how Russell Martin has got the club to increase so far. They've also improved the squad considerably with the likes of Mo Issa and Max Waters. They will actually win the playoffs as well, I think. Second, I'll go with Cheltenham Athletic. They've had their transition season and will get promoted. Nigel Adkins is probably one of the best managers in the league, who is great at man management. He has been promoted from League One 3 times and the Championship once, and this will be another to its CV. They also have a Welsh national player with Gunter, along with Jaden Stockley and Ben Watson, who will enable them to cross the line into the automatic places. And finally, but not least, of course, the best, I've got first as being Sheffield Wednesday. Darren Moore is a great manager at this level who had a poison chalice really last season and even has Premier League experience. They also still have a great squad that got relegated, and it's not the players' fault that they started with a points deduction, so they'll get a promotion on their CV to sort of wear it off. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe if you are new around here. That would be hugely appreciated. I've got a lot of things coming up. I've got a history of your club with a history of Rotherham United. And then I've got my predictions for the championship season upcoming. Please remember, don't hate me in the comments for this. Constructive debate needed. Just blatant nastiness isn't.